to Big Balls Fantasy Football and Week 9 of my Real Men segment. We're already in Week 9 and I've been struggling a little bit in fantasy, but that's because in all my leagues I basically have the most points scored against me. My team has been going off pretty well and normally I'd be beating everyone else in the league, but I'm playing the person that is losing their mind. So I can't believe it. It's happening in all 3 of my leagues, but hey, sometimes it goes like that. I have picks for you this week that should be absolute for sure things, and I'm going to get right into my first one because he's been really helping me out this season, getting me a ton of points, and that is T.Y. Hilton of the Colts. He is a one-ball pick. Now, every week except for Week 1, he's had at least double-digit fantasy points, but the last 3 weeks, he has lost his mind. And if you're playing against him, I'm sorry for it. In Week 6, he went for 223 yards and a touchdown. Week 7, he had 107 yards. Didn't get in the end zone, but crossed that 100-yard mark. And last week in Week 8, he went for 155 yards and a touchdown. He has been absolutely fantastic this season to have. They are playing the Giants on Monday Night Football, and the Giants are only 25th versus the pass, so they're not doing so great versus the pass. They're allowing 262 passing yards per game. I think T.Y. is going to go over 100 and get in the end zone this week. He's Luck's favorite target. He has 78 targets on the season, which is more than any other Colts wide receiver, tight end, running back, you name it. He has the most targets, so Luck is always looking for him. Get him in your lineup. He shouldn't be on your bench ever, but he should go for over 100 and get in the end zone this week. Let's move it on. My second pick is Arian Foster, running back of the Houston Texans. He's a one-ball pick as well because this year he is finally healthy. He is a guy that I almost never want to draft because I'm so scared he's going to miss half the season. But if you took a risk, a little bit of a risk, and drafted him, you are so happy that you did this season. Every game except for one, he has gone over 100 yards, and I'm pretty sure the only other running back that's done that is DeMarco Murray. They are giving him 20 or more touches a game, so he's on the field a lot. He has 7 rushing touchdowns and 2 receiving touchdowns. Speaking of those receiving touchdowns, they use him in the passing game. He's got 36 targets so far on the season, so he's running the ball, he's catching the ball, he's doing it all for you. They're playing the Eagles. Now, the Eagles are not the worst defense against the run. They're kind of middle of the ground, but they are giving up 117 rushing yards per game. They've given up only 3 rushing touchdowns, and they've given up 4 receiving touchdowns. So even though they haven't given up a ton of rushing touchdowns, they've actually given up receiving touchdowns to these running backs, and Foster is going to get you a touchdown. Again, I think he's going to go for over 100 yards. I think he'll get you 1 rushing touchdown, possibly 2. Let's include a receiving touchdown in that as well. Now I have a don't start because if you watch us, you know we trade off on that. And my don't start this week is running back Shane Vereen. He has not been consistent, but the Patriots' backfield hasn't been consistent this season at all. They're rotating those backs. Jonas Gray went in against the Bears last week, and I'm pretty sure nobody has him in fantasy. And they play the Broncos this week. The Broncos are first against the run, and the Patriots' offense is only 17th in running the ball. So that does not look like it's going to be easy for those offensive linemen of the Patriots. And he only has 1 rushing touchdown, and his 2 receiving touchdowns came in the same game. So Vereen is not getting in the end zone very often. In fact, he failed to get in the end zone on 2 attempts within the 2-yard line last week against the Bears. So that's pretty bad. You're within the 2-yard line and you still can't make it in the end zone. And the last 3 weeks, the Broncos have been absolutely fantastic against the run. In 3 weeks, they have only allowed a total of 58 rushing yards. They are shutting down the run. I think that this will end up being a pretty high-scoring game, but I don't think it's going to be by the Patriots running attack and by Shane Vereen doing a whole lot. So there you go. Those are my picks and your don't start. And now we're going to move it on to our fan footage. We're going to check out how Smash felt about her Chargers this week. Unfortunately, they lost. but I know that they had a blast at the bar watching them.